Hello and welcome back to another video where today I am going to talk about a game that I haven't spoken about since before it came out, and that game is Resident Evil Village. The reason I've decided to talk about Resident Evil Village again is because back at E3 we got the announcement that Village will be getting DLC. So in this video I will be going over some of the ideas that I think we could see for possible DLC. Okay, so the first one I think is the one that I think has the most possibility of it becoming one, and that is a DLC around Ada Wong. Now the reason I say this is because in the collector's edition of Resident Evil Village you got this book, and then it was essentially an art book, and in it there was concept art that showed that Ada Wong was originally supposed to be in the game. But unfortunately it got cut. We're not sure why, whether it was for time or they just didn't want to go ahead with the story. But what was supposed to happen is in the scene where Ethan is interacting with the Four Lords, Ada was going to be the one to actually save him. So a possible story for this DLC could be Ada is tasked by some organisation to maybe get a bit of the Megalomycete, or maybe to just spy on the Four Lords, as maybe the company she's working for thinks they're up to something and they just want someone to go and check it out. So I could see that being like a kind of good DLC. It could be very similar to Separate Ways and A Summon Ada from Resident Evil 4, where obviously the map will be the same, but she gets like different tools. Like maybe she gets her scanner gun thing from the Resident Evil 2 remake, or she gets her grapple gun back from Resident Evil 4. Either way, I think that an Ada DLC would actually be a very good choice if Capcom want to delve in deeper to something that they already had an idea of making. The next possible DLC could focus on Chris and his Wolfhound squad. We did see a little bit of Chris and the Wolfhound squad in the main story of Village. We obviously saw Chris more, but I do think that the Wolfhound squad could be a good DLC, and the story could kind of center around, maybe the first part is us going to Ethan's house and we have to take down Mia and break in and stuff like that. Perhaps after that it could flash forward to see what the Wolfhound squad was doing during the main game while Ethan was obviously taking out the Four Lords, and it could kind of be like see what stuff they were doing in the background, that maybe they did some stuff that helped Ethan but Ethan didn't know it. Just stuff like that I think would be a pretty interesting way of expanding them a bit further, as I felt like we didn't get much of them in the main game, and I felt like we could have seen more of them, as I think if there was the time they could have been quite interesting characters. And my last idea for a DLC, I'm not sure how many people would actually like to see it, but it is how Mia got kidnapped by Mother Miranda. Now I think this could be, once again, an interesting idea, but I'm not sure how well it would be done, because as we know, Mia and Ethan were living like a quite normal life in God knows where they were living. I think people thinking it's Romania, but I'm just not sure how interesting and gameplay wise it would actually work. Like, would it just be Mia goes to the shop one day to buy some food and then gets kidnapped by Mother Miranda? Or if they did go down this route, they would have to like find a very interesting way to get Mia into the right place. It's kind of like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I just think I don't have a good way of like saying how they do it, but I'm sure if Capcom did go down this route, they would probably make it a bit more interesting. But that is one of the main things I had when I played Village, is how did Mother Miranda kidnap Mia? Like, that was my question that I wanted answered, and they just left that. A way that they could get around this is, say, if in the Wolfhound Squad DLC or an Ada DLC, if we say find like a note in Mother Miranda's room that states how she kidnapped Mia, then obviously that could kind of negate this whole DLC in general. So those are all the possible DLCs that I think may happen. The likeliness of them happening are probably quite slim. I'd probably say the most likely one would probably be the Ada DLC, as obviously they originally wanted her in the game, but for some reason they cut her out. Maybe they thought they was going to make DLCs, so they thought, save her for later. Either way, I do think she would be the perfect character for DLC. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have any ideas of your own for DLC, I would love to hear them. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Links to all my social media will be in the description below, and I will see you in another video.